Microcasting for your city. Talkapolis.
Bandwidth for today's show is brought to you by SoftLayer.com. We love SoftLayer here at Talkapolis. They are the greatest hosting company ever. They make everything easy. Check out their website at SoftLayer.com. Thanks again for sponsoring the show. Howdy!
Hey everybody, welcome to Music Business Daily.
Yes.
It is Tuesday, November 13th.
And we are going to give you the hottest music headlines.
Hot, hot, hot.
Ooh!
Here we go.
It's warm in here.
Go ahead.
Well, INXS is breaking up, finally, after 35 years.
35 years?
Together.
Jeez Louise.
They are announcing their split, and they actually already did midway through a show. So that was kind of a sad way to do it.
They're a huge Australian band, FYI,
They are.
in
They
case
are.
you didn't know.
Yes, and so they were in the middle of playing, and then they just said, by the way, we're getting teary because we're done now. We're finished. That was their last performance. But I like that they just chose to play their last performance. They didn't announce, like, this is going to be our last one. They were playing it, and they were like, by the way, so you guys that are here, our last few songs, you're going to hear them.
Well, it's good to go out on a bang. I mean, the last couple years, they've been having some problems trying to get a new lead singer, and
it's like their fourth lead singer that they're on. So
yeah,
they're finally calling it quits.
They need to be like Seinfeld and just go out on top, which is what they're doing.
Which is what they're doing, and so they're finished. So now is the time if you have any good INXS concert tees or merchandise to get that stuff on eBay, man. Those fans are going to be
waiting
needing
the
it.
greatest hits album.
Yes,
because I bet they'll be coming out soon.
They will be coming out very soon. Next story.
Somebody that'll never have. Well, they might have greatest hits, but there'll be plenty of people protesting.
Yes,
is Chris Brown. His haters use Rihanna's battered face to protest the Swedish show.
Yes.
So if you can see that on the camera right there.
Zoom in a little bit.
So Chris Brown's coming to Sweden to do a concert, and so this group that hates him is replacing his face with Rihanna's battered face on all the promotion for it. They're still promoting the show, but they're like helping to promote the show with her face.
Yeah.
So they were also the group when his last album came out that plastered the reminder, "This is a man who beats up women" on. I don't know how the sticker got on a ton of the albums at the stores there.
They're really
against
intense
him
about it. They are.
That's right. They hate him and they don't want him to come to Sweden.
I mean, I will say that that they've gone to a big extreme. So there are obviously a lot of people riled up over there. So
well, they're speaking out about what they want.
Yeah, about what
freedom
they
of
want.
Speech.
Freedom of speech, man. Freedom of speech.
Can't judge them.
Can't judge them. You can judge Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez because they are no longer an item.
Yes, you can judge them for being sweetie pies.
I refuse to call them Jolena, but that was their nickname. But they are apparently not together anymore. It's apparently been really challenging for them.
They're young lovebirds.
I know.
People break up and get back together anymore, but we are reporting on it because people are crazed about it.
People are crazy. Justin Bieber fans are both sad if they like Selena,
bawling their eyes out,
or they are happy that they can now maybe have a chance.
There's been rants all over the web about it.
Well,
I mean,
my favorite part of the story is that they talk about how they met, and it says they were first seen together on a date at an IHOP on November 2010. So
and they broke
never
up on
let
Halloween.
it be said that Justin Bieber does not have everyone's best interests at heart with his ladies, because IHOP is a classy place to go on a date. And I hope that he let her
be incognito.
Some never-ending pancakes. I don't know. Pretty sweet.
Well,
in more ways
we will see.
We will see.
Another thing we will see is what the Beatles really thought about Elvis.
Ooh.
Because new tapes have come out about them talking about him in the 1960s.
Yes.
So basically, this interviewer is like, well, what do you think about Elvis? And they were kind of like, well, he's a little overrated, we think. And he's too caught up with doing movies right now.
Yeah.
And Elvis doesn't even want to do very many personal appearances, which we don't understand, because how could you not relate to your fans and do personal appearances?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The Beatles and the Beatles and Elvis had a beef for years anyway. Basically, Elvis didn't want them here because he thought they were stealing his spotlight. The Beatles were like, hey, why are you hating on us as soon as we get here? We just want to share the love with the fans.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
I don't know. If you want to look into them, then you can Google this.
You can Google this. You can hear what they
read
really
all the
thought
lines about it.
But I don't know. I feel like it's forever going to be a big topic. Elvis is always going to be big. The Beatles are always going to be big. At least, hopefully for the next thousands of years, because both of them were awesome. But
Why
know,
can't you
little
just
attention.
enjoy them both?
Why
Like
can't you just
I
enjoy
do.
them? Exactly. Listen to both
Play
of them.
them after each other.
Play them on Spotify, except for that I don't think the Beatles are on Spotify. Not sure about Elvis, but Cazzette is this new band. They're teaming up with Spotify for their debut album
Electronica
campaign.
duo.
It is on Spotify today, and so they're kind of making it's like a little experiment. Spotify basically made all of their ad campaigns and their entire marketing is toward Cazzette. And so their new album Eject is on Spotify today, and so they're trying to see if Spotify really works to get new album sales out there.
Because they're not that big. They have 42,000 Facebook fans, 19,000 Twitter followers. So they're basically as big as some up-and-coming bands in Nashville.
Yeah.
And so they're going to see if this Spotify release really helps or not.
So that's really cool. So if you are on Spotify today, make sure you check out Cazzette. That's with Z's. But I think it's really cool because Spotify, is trying to establish itself to launch new bands. Because a lot of smaller bands...
And not ruin their sales.
Exactly. A lot of smaller bands can put their albums on there, and so people are always wondering, is that a good idea? Because smaller bands need the money, well, I mean, everyone needs the money,
Should
right?
we do Spotify?
Exactly. So they're trying to promote it. So I think it'll be interesting to see how well they do and whether they, get a lot from it or whether they just kind of fade away.
We'll see.
Sadly. You know who will not fade away?
Kelly Clarkson, ever.
Never.
She's walking on water for her new music video, Catch My Breath. It's her new single. So that's coming out. She also has a forthcoming compilation, Greatest Hits, Chapter 1.
I love it.
So it is due out any day, but we're going to leave you with some Kelly Clarkson.
Some Kelly Clarkson walking on
the rest
water.
of the day.
Yes. So
Let's do
enjoy this. Enjoy a little
my
Kelly
breath.
while she catches her breath.
I don't want to be left behind. Distance was a friend of mine. Catching breath in a web of lies. I've spent most of my life riding waves, playing acrobat, shadow boxing the other half, learning how to
Microcasting for your city. Talkapolis.